Justin Trudeau has run and hid from accountability and cowardly announced his resignation rather than give Canadians the choice, putting this off till sometime in March.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the domain, and today we'll be talking about the chaos that is happening here in Canada.
So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last night, I asked the President of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
Now, from what we've gathered from this interview is that he intends to resign, like he hasn't resigned yet. So I'm not sure what the strategy is for that. I mean, he explained that the Liberal Party needs time to choose its new leader, but waiting until March or April is just too late. So in regards to that, here's what the Conservatives have to say.
Today, the Public Accounts Committee was supposed to meet to start the consideration of a non-confidence motion in this Liberal government. Rather than allow that to happen, Justin Trudeau has selfishly shut down Parliament to avoid accountability. That non-confidence motion was being moved because after 9 years of Trudeau's government and this Liberal Party running the country, Canadians have been suffering through so much misery. Families going to food banks for the first time in their lives, families with two incomes, sometimes having to go to food banks to supplement their groceries. People turning down thermostats as the Liberal carbon tax has driven up home heating and utilities. Homeless encampments in tent cities popping up all across the country. 1,400 tent encampments in Ontario alone. Violent crime rising by 50% since the Liberals took office. All of this has caused so much suffering and hardship, and Justin Trudeau kept desperately clinging to power, even as more and more of his own MPs expressed non-confidence in his government. And rather than do what was right and allow the Canadian people to have their say in a carbon tax election, Justin Trudeau has run and hid from accountability and cowardly announced his resignation rather than give Canadians the choice, putting this off till sometime in March. All this at a time of great uncertainty that Canadians are facing. We've got an incoming administration in the United States threatening our country with tariffs. We've got very poor economic news in the past few weeks. Our dollar has been sliding, and as I said, 6 consecutive quarters of per capita GDP declines. All so that the Liberal Party can sort out its internal mess. Once again, Justin Trudeau and the Liberals have proven that they put themselves ahead of the Canadian people. Nothing will change with a Liberal leadership race. I mean, if we look through some of the candidates that are being speculated about and some who have even indicated that they will likely run, let's look at Mark Carbon Tax Carney, as he's known in political circles. He holds the position, he is currently Justin Trudeau's chair of his economic task force. He is one of the main architects of Trudeau's record. He loves the carbon tax so much that he was even fighting against any exemptions being given to Canadians struggling with home heating costs. He supports all of Justin Trudeau's policies. He was one of the key architects of this Liberal administration. Chrystia Freeland was there all along the way, applauding and cheering and voting in favor all of Justin Trudeau's policies that doubled housing costs, that drove up inflation and interest rates, that let dangerous and repeat offenders out on the streets, prioritizing the rights of criminals ahead of the rights of law-abiding Canadians. And she was even prepared to blow through her already insane $40 billion deficit guardrail right up until the moment that she was told that she would be demoted right afterwards. All of these speculated Liberal candidates will just be more of the same. Even Christy Clark, who is Premier of British Columbia, who increased the carbon tax by 200%. Canadians don't need this uncertainty and chaos as Liberal leadership contenders try to compete to show Liberal members who loves the carbon tax the most, who wants to run even bigger deficits, and who wants to plunge our country into even more misery. Canadians need a carbon tax election so we can put an end to all the misery and suffering and all the chaos that Justin Trudeau has selfishly put our country in. To consider the fact that Canadians don't even know when the new Prime Minister will be chosen or what process this is all to be sorted out, when we're just less than 2 weeks away from an incoming US administration with these tariffs threatening our country. This was an incredibly selfish and self-centered move, once again proving that Liberals put themselves and their party ahead of the interests of Canada and of Canadians. And all of this could have been avoided, by the way, if Jagmeet Singh had have actually put his actions where his words were. Remember in September, he had that very theatrical display where he pretended to rip up the agreement with the Liberals, came right back into that House of Commons and voted time and time again, 8 times, voted confidence in propping up Justin Trudeau, even as more and more MPs, not just in opposition parties, but even in the Prime Minister's own party, had expressed their non-confidence. So that's why Conservatives are once again calling for Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party to please, for the sake of Canadians' well-being, for the sake of those struggling families going through so much hardship. I mean, think of 1,400 tent encampments in Ontario. Life wasn't like this in Canada before the Liberals took office, and it won't be like this in Canada after Canadians vote them out. It's not too late. They can still do the right thing. They can call a carbon tax election so Canadians can vote for a new government, for strength and stability to weather our country through these challenging times.
Now, that was Andrew Scheer of the House of Commons for the Conservative Party. Now, even when Trudeau wants to resign, Canadians still can't find peace in terms of getting rid of him. Now, similarly, this is actually turning out to be a scenario from Game of Thrones. You got White Walkers coming in from north. The king is gone. There's internal politics going on, and we have no one here to deal with the threat. So similarly, here in Canada, you have threats coming in from Donald Trump with the 25% tariffs. You got cost of living issue, you got housing issues. And then here we have the leader of the country, he resigned, or there's no one to replace him. So what do you think about this scenario? Like, what will happen, and what should Justin Trudeau actually do in terms of doing the right thing? As Andrew Scheer put it, will he actually call for an election this month, or will we actually wait until April? I mean, it is totally, he's right. Andrew Scheer is right in terms of like Justin Trudeau is being selfish here. Now, I think the biggest question on everyone else's mind is that, will Jagmeet Singh actually get his pension? Let's find out.
Why is Jagmeet Singh keeping Justin Trudeau in power until 2025? Because that's the year his gold-plated $2.3 million pension kicks in. So until then, Singh is voting with Trudeau to quadruple the carbon tax, double your rent, and double your mortgage, and unleash crime and chaos on Canadian streets. Jagmeet Singh, he gets his pension, Trudeau gets power, and you pay the price.
Now, there was a video from the Conservative Party in regards to Jagmeet Singh's pension plan and his intention of keeping Trudeau in power until 2025. And here we are in 2025. Now, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to that. Will Jagmeet Singh actually get his pension this year? Who knows? I mean, that's like probably one of the bigger issues here or questions that people are asking. The guy worked so hard to get this far, and we're in the finish line, and he's not going to get his pension because Trudeau resigned. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to that. It's just funny, like you're so close, but you almost had it in your hand, and it just flew away, right? So now, as Andrew Scheer put it, the bigger threat is that Trump is coming into office again within 2 weeks, and we have no leadership to tackle the 25% tariff. And that's probably one of the biggest concerns right now, because about 52% of Canadian exports are dependent on the US, and a lot of that revenue comes from the US in itself. So Canada is so dependent on that revenue that it will basically demolish the Canadian economy. Now, let me know what your thoughts are about this issue, and yeah, put your comments in the comment section. And as always, like and subscribe this video for more. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.